In physics, we can describe collisions in one of three different ways. This type of collision is called an elastic collision because the momentum and the kinetic energy are both conserved in the collision, which means there is no change in total momentum or no change in total kinetic energy. Although, in most collisions, this very rarely happens. The vast majority of collisions are considered as inelastic collisions, where although the momentum is always conserved, the kinetic energy is lost through heat and sound during the collision. The third type is called an explosive collision. In this type of collision, there is an increase in the amount of kinetic energy. However, the momentum is still conserved. An example of this would be a cannon firing or a gunshot. In the game of rugby, collisions are fairly common. Two players coming together with different momentums, applying a force on each other, and then moving off with different momentums. It's a brilliant way of showing when momentum is conserved in a collision.
To Neil again. Oh, Tui! And he gives it now to Genia. Oh, it is hammered by Naholo.
Like Naholo.
Reflex from here, and he can.
Take for example these two players. Both of them have mass, and both of them are moving towards each other with different velocities. So we'll say that player 1 is mass 1 and player 2 is mass 2, and player 1 has velocity 1 and player 2 has velocity 2. When they collide, player 1 applies a force on player 2, and according to Newton's third law, player 2 applies an equal and opposite force on player 1. This force, according to Newton's second law, causes a change in momentum. As the player's mass cannot change, this means that both of their velocities must change in the direction of the force applied. In this case, both players combine together and move off at a lower velocity, v3. The total momentum before the collision is always equal to the total momentum after the collision.
Backing into that.
This can be modelled using our air track. As you can see, the first shuttle represents player 1. He is moving forward at a given velocity v1, and he collides with another shuttle representing player 2, and both shuttles move off together at a lower velocity.